Hello, and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. And Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays! All that jazz.
And all that jazz. This is December 24th, if you're watching it on the premiere, which is, of course, Christmas Eve. So, some people, celebrate in December 25th, but I mean, you still kind of celebrate in December 24th. And here in Sweden, we celebrate on December 24th, so we'll say Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas from us to you.
And
yours.
What better way to celebrate than to talk about arguably the greatest Christmas movie of all time, even though in our top 10 lists we have for after Christmas, it's not.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, arguably. But yeah, we're going to talk about It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
Yeah, the 1946 Christmas movie classic.
Yes.
By the way, yeah, my name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
And if you want even more Christmas stuff, we have a Christmas list for this year's episodes on YouTube. Just check out, there you can watch all the episodes. And if you want even more Christmas, you should check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene, where we have recorded for extra episodes. We always do. There's always a Patreon exclusive episode. And this year we did Christmas specials and some Christmas TV movies. Yes. But anyway, we should get into It's a Wonderful Life. The Frank Capra directed, what's his name? Jimmy Stewart starring
James Stewart.
Masterpiece. Yeah, well, Jimmy Stewart.
Yes.
If you know him, you call him Jimmy. Anyway, written and directed by Frank Capra. Well, he was involved in writing it, but Francis Goodrich and Albert Hackett wrote it as well. And it's a story of what's his name? George Bailey.
George Bailey.
His life story, really. From the early years until his middle age, and the trials and tribulations he goes through, and how he learns the real value of life, really.
I was about to say, of life, of his life, specifically.
Yeah. With some angelic help.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, starring, of course, James Stewart, Donna Reed, Lyle Barrymore, Thomas Mitchell, Henry Travers, Beulah Bondi, bunch of people, Gloria Graham, and it's considered the quintessential Christmas movie. I know we've had the discussion during this Christmas season, but also in general, that a lot of Christmas movies that are considered classics don't really feel like Christmas movies. Specifically, we talked about It Happened on Fifth Avenue and A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, where Christmas only plays like a small part. Like, pivotal moments happen during the Christmas scene, but there's usually only like a couple of scenes.
Yeah.
And then we of course the movie we did before this, Christmas in Connecticut, all took place during Christmas, but arguably the story didn't have much to do with Christmas, really.
Exactly.
Bit of difference there. This movie is more of the former. I mean, it takes place over an entire life. It starts and ends on Christmas or Christmas season.
Yes.
But it mostly takes place during like summer and other seasons. However, Oh, yeah?
No, I was gonna say I'm excusing this one compared to some of the other ones we've talked about, because the biggest thing and most of the ending, or all of the ending, takes place on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, the last 35 minutes.
Yeah, and we have this I realized when I rewatched it yesterday, we have this what's that movie called? What's the one with Scrooge called?
Oh, damn.
Oh, Lord.
A Christmas Carol? I was going to
Christmas Carol.
Camera a little bit, but that was
we have that bit of a Christmas Carol thing where he, visits Christmas of the past, or in this case, I guess, Christmases that would have been.
If he never existed, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a what if story in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So I there's more Christmas magic in this one, I guess.
Yeah.
Than some of the other ones we talked about.
And I know that when they were planning to make this movie, they set out to make a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
That was specifically like they wanted it to be about the Christmas spirit. It came out during Christmas, or at least it's supposed to. I don't know. I actually don't know if it did. Do we have a premiere
December.
date? December
24th.
Oh, really?
In Los Angeles, at least.
Yeah, the Los Angeles premiere. Funny enough, December 20th in Poland.
Yeah.
And here in Sweden, though, we got it in August the year after.
Yeah, well, what could you do? It was back in the 40s, like.
Oh, hey, that still happens to us.
True.
We can get movies. Back in the day, it could be like a year after. Yeah. Now, I mean, we still haven't seen Nosferatu. I guess maybe a lot of people have, but stuff like that. Anyway,
it hasn't even premiered here yet.
No, exactly. And we didn't get Strange Darling until a couple of days ago.
Exactly.
Speaking of, we need to go watch that before Christmas, I think.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to talk about It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
You had seen it before?
Yes, we've seen it on a Christmas Eve, I think. With
Really?
our parents
On
a
Christmas
few years ago.
Eve?
I think it was.
I don't know. We usually
I'm
have
not
a
sure.
pretty packed schedule with stuff.
No, but in the afternoon.
The day, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Whatever. It was around Christmas. It was
Christmas,
with
sure.
our parents. It was at their place. You got to choose the Christmas movie for the year. You chose this one.
Sure.
And I do not remember what I thought of it. No, I remember, I was like, is this really a Christmas movie?
Mm.
And I think I was mainly just sitting there being a little bit sulky about the fact that it was black and white and from the 40s. And I was like, ugh, couldn't we watch a more fun movie? Probably.
And you were still in your 20s.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, you still don't really appreciate black and white movies, I suppose.
No.
But we've talked about that as well. But
and I've only just turned 30. Come on.
Yeah.
Everything before this was still in my 20s.
I guess.
That's not fair to use. That's what I mean.
But what did you... okay, so the first time, do you remember what you thought the first time you watched it? Other than this is not Christmas.
I didn't hate it. That's all I remember.
But you didn't particularly like it.
I didn't particularly like it, and I haven't really rewatched it since. I haven't counted it as a Christmas movie I would watch.
Mm.
But I did rewatch it now, obviously.
Yeah. And what did you think?
And I think I appreciated it better this time.
Okay. Any particular reason?
I guess I understood, what was his name? George better?
Okay.
Him and his troubles.
Yeah, sure.
I suppose. The whole, having to, I don't know, sacrifice his own stuff for everyone else all the time and never really feel appreciated and all that stuff. I think that's something I've come to understand better with age.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, then obviously having the whole actually being shown what everyone else's lives would be like without you.
Yeah.
All the stuff all the small things you do
that impacts
throughout your
so
life
yeah.
makes such a difference for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one hit home better this time. I'm not entirely sure why, but it just did.
Because you actually sat down, and instead of dismissing it because, oh, this is boring, it's black and white,
maybe.
you actually sat down and focused on it.
And I watched
That's
it,
probably
yeah.
why, yeah.
It took me a little while to watch it. First off, because I watched it on Plex, which I hate Plex, but I love it at the same time.
Yeah, because it's free.
It's free, but they
there's a lot
have
of
their own
commercials.
goddamn commercials all the time.
And the movie's already 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm sure
Yeah.
that took 3 hours to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had to pause a couple of times because life happens, there's
Sure.
things you do.
Yeah, I don't really have that problem. It's one of the few perks with being alone.
You can take one of my cats and try it.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, it wasn't like I had to make dinner and stuff.
Oh,
It
sure.
was more that. Empty out the dishwasher, that kind of stuff.
That's why you.
But
watch
no, I
movies
appreciate it
after
much more, and I
Yeah.
didn't know if I got any like super Christmassy feelings per se, but it was better than the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
I still don't know if I count it properly as a Christmas movie. Sure, it
Really?
ends on Christmas and it has a bit of Christmas magic in the end, but I don't get that Christmas feeling. But that might just be me.
Is it? Yeah. Well, then we can. Because I wouldn't say I get a Christmas feeling from it either. I appreciate the Christmasness of it. But a lot of my favorite Christmas movies don't give me a Christmas feeling. I don't, because that's also like, what is a Christmas feeling? Like
how do I explain it?
Home Alone gives me Christmas feeling because it looks very Christmassy. We talked about that.
Yes.
Or we will talk about that. But a Christmas movie for me, yeah, it needs to have that Christmas magic, but I don't need to I don't need it to be specifically Christmassy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Like, obviously it has to at least partially take place during Christmas, but it doesn't have to be constant Christmas music, Christmas ornaments, snowing, and everything like that. It needs to have that Christmas magic, which this movie definitely has. Sure.
But I need more of that constant Christmas music and decorations and the colors and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm a visual person, I think.
Sure.
I need to see things.
Well, yeah.
To like feel it properly.
I get that, but I think that might be, because we've talked about that as well. Like how I like 10 years ago really got into Christmas. Like I hadn't in my teen years, and then in my like early to mid 20s. It's almost 50. It was 15 years ago almost. Well, it is 15 years ago. I turned 20. I turned 35 the other day.
Yes, I know.
That I didn't feel old when I turned 30. Turning 35.
35?
I didn't feel old, but I think I already mentioned this in a future episode. I realized that I'm 25 years away from 60, and I was like, whoa.
You feel older.
Whoa, I feel older.
Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, but I also mentioned that, when I really started like appreciating Christmas as an adult, it was all about all the Christmas ornaments, all the, I had my own Christmas tree. I filled my apartment because I just moved away. I filled my apartment with Christmas, decorations and ornaments and stuff. And every year since then, I mean, I still love Christmas. That's obvious. But I've been less and less about the decorations, and it's more about the feeling, the stuff. Yeah, less about the stuff.
More about
I mean, to the point where last year I didn't decorate my apartment, partially because during Christmas I either work all Christmas or I am at our parents' house, so I don't really need. I don't
usually
really need
both.
a lot of or both. Yeah, I don't really need a lot of Christmas stuff here, but also I don't really need it a little bit just to get the mood. But other than that, it's the stuff we talked about when we talked about I think we talked about Prancer on Patreon, where we went pretty or was it when we talked about Christmas in Connecticut? We went really deep into like what Christmas spirit is.
Yeah. It was one of them. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, it's more coming together, feeling that familial joy.
Yeah.
And you don't really need. Oh, yeah. I think we talked about it when we did a Cosmic Christmas as well on patreon.com/don'tmake sense.
I think we've talked about that in like most of these Christmas episodes.
Yeah, but I specifically remember because I also quoted that Tom Waits song, "The House Where Nobody Lives," which kind of sums it up, even though it's not specifically Christmas feeling. Then it's the a house is just a house, but if there's love there, it's a palace, because a house is just
home is where the heart is and all that stuff.
Exactly. And I think that is what this movie really, 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 really captures.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, they literally have a rundown house that they make their home.
Yeah. And he feels like his entire life he's been spit on, basically. He's had to give up his college dreams. He had to give up his, traveling around the world. He had to give up all his money for his honeymoon to keep his job, the bank or the loan place, whatever. Yeah, the Bailey Bros Building and Loan.
That's the one.
Yeah, keep that afloat. And his entire life has been a struggle, more or less.
He's been sacrificing everything all the time. He sacrificed his hearing, for Christ's sake, when he was a kid. To save his brother. I mean,
yeah,
that's a fair trade, I guess, but
yeah, sure. But then
it led to like more things being sacrificed because of it.
Yeah, he couldn't defend his country during the war and all that. Yeah, so he feels like he's been sacrificing a lot, and what does he have to show for it in the end? Nothing. He's about to be arrested for like bank fraud because of a stupid mistake
that he didn't even make.
Yeah, stupid Uncle Billy.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that he's like, but God damn it, Uncle Billy. I know he's family and all that, but I would have gotten rid of him a long time ago. Like, say, you can relax, Uncle Billy. You can retire. I'll take care of this.
In the alternate universe where he didn't exist, Uncle Billy got sent to the loony bin quite early.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's obviously not all there.
No. Anyway, yeah, so he's destitute. Yeah, he's about to go to jail. He has nothing left. So, I can see why he...
Except for, I guess, his wife and his children.
Well, yeah, but he can't see that.
He can't appreciate it. Because there's so much else.
Yeah. He can't see the little things. It's reminiscent to the mother in A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Who
there's so much else going on that's just in the way, taking all the joy out of everything that you can't really appreciate
the little things you have, yeah. But the dad can.
Yeah.
In that story. Yeah. So, but then, yeah, him figuring that out in the end with a little help from his guardian angel, Clarence. And kind of like
the silliest angel I've ever seen, but still.
Yeah. And then everything works out in the end because what he would have called sacrificing his, all of his life, basically, is really what he's done is cultivating a community.
Yeah, true friends.
So, because he's never been like, yeah, he's been struggling. He's never like lived a life of luxury, but he's never been destitute. He's never been poor. He's just, he's
always managed to go, what's the word? Get by.
Yeah, get by. So, but then when he actually needs help, instead of helping everyone else, he needs help. Everyone comes to his aid.
Yeah.
Because of all he has done for them. Without even thinking about it, he's done the right thing. And so then, they do right by him in the end. And that's so heartwarming. Because obviously you see, as an audience member, especially if you've seen the movie before, you see throughout the movie that everyone is very appreciative of him.
Yes.
Even if it's small things, but still. But it definitely comes together to make that point in the end when everyone just shows up like, who gives a fuck? Merry Christmas. Here's all my money. Take it, please.
Yeah.
Because you've saved me and my family for 30 years at this point. It's so nice. That's once again, old crybaby Tobias started bawling my eyes out. Yeah. Because it's so nice. It's so sweet. And then they all start singing Christmas songs. Oh my God.
And that little comment, look, Daddy, every time a bell rings,
an angel gets its wings.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I forgot that child existed for a while, though.
Well, yeah.
I was like, when he comes home and he's all upset, and there's just 3 children, I'm like, wait, isn't there supposed to be a little girl that says the line?
Yeah. And then,
right, she's upstairs in the bed, sick.
Yeah.
She's little Timmy, almost.
She's a little Zuzu.
Yeah.
Which is scary. I never thought of that before, but watching it this time, I was like, oh,
Pazuzu? As in Pazuzu?
Yeah, I was like, no. No, she's not a demon child. She's an angel child.
As far as we know.
Exactly. Yeah, in the sequel.
Demons are just fallen angels, according to some.
Oh my God.
Clarence failed her.
In the sequel, she kills her entire family.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
They never made a sequel, right?
No.
Thank God. This was from the time when they didn't make sequels, really.
Yes. There are, if you look it up...
Spiritual sequels?
No sequels, but there are other movies with that name. There is a Korean... Let's see, hold on.
What?
Daifujiga, I think that's Korean? Tony... Leslie Chung, Teresa Sun Kwon Mo. I think that sounds... I don't know about... I think that sounds Korean. The names of everyone. Hong Kong. Whatever. There is a 1994 Hong Kong movie called Daifuji. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Not correctly. Which it translates to It's a Wonderful Life, and the story is a big family faces many life problems, and everyone tries best to find love and happiness in the new year.
Why do I recognize the screenshots? Have I seen this?
I have not seen this. I do not recognize it.
Maybe I just looked it up because we've talked about A Wonderful Life before, and I had, this accidentally popped up or something.
Yeah, and I think there was another one.
Wait, Leslie Chung, isn't that? Not that Leslie Chung.
I didn't know. And there was a Tony Leung as well, but he had some middle names. It wasn't the same person. I saw someone. It's a Wonderful Life from like 2001 or something. Oh, maybe that's more like a thing in Asia then, because there's a bunch of stuff. There's like a TV series from 2013 called It's a Wonderful Life. That's Chinese. Pamela Chi, Li Ping Chen.
There's a 2007 It's a Wonderful Life with same Tony Fa-Fei Long.
maybe that's a sequel, because it's not called the same thing. Yeah, some Song Si Sing. So maybe it's a sequel. The Jade... Nope.
No, I don't think so.
The Jade Emperor is offering a reward for a proposal plan to promote the economy of heaven. Whoa. So maybe that's just more like a regular phrase in
I think so. I think
Chinese,
that might be
Cantonese.
like a saying, basically.
Yeah. But that first movie from 94, Daifujiga, that could be like a remake.
Yeah,
because it's basically the same story.
They've just turned it into more of a Chinese version because, New Year's is a bigger thing there than Christmas is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when they have their lucky red envelopes and shit.
Yeah. But no, there's never been an official remake or sequel or anything. They left it alone. Honestly, probably, you know why? Not because they're like, oh, we need to respect this one. This is one of those sacred ones you never touch, like The Godfather, or,
Yeah.
No, I think it is because initially when it came out, it was kind of a not a box office bomb, but it was a dud. It didn't do well. It didn't
do what they wanted.
It was like, it did all right, but we expected a lot more money, and it didn't even do that well. Like, I know it was nominated for like an Oscar for like best sound or something. Well, actually 5 Oscars. It
was nominated for 5 Oscars.
I might be wrong there. Yeah, it was nominated for best picture,
best actor, best director, sound.
All right, so
and film editing.
Didn't win any of them though.
No.
It won the 1949 CEC Award for Best Foreign Film, which I guess is a Cinema Writers Circle Awards in Spain.
And a Golden Globe.
A Golden Globe.
Global.
But yeah, it was like, all right, that's done. Let's move on to something else. I wonder what the reviews were from the time, because obviously now it's got great reviews. It's up. I wonder
when it became like an official classic. When did people start appreciating it?
That happened.
Like, was that in the 80s or something?
No, it was sort of, but it was earlier. It was like in the 60s, I think, or like early 70s, when they started when TV became like a mainstream thing. Like everyone had a TV basically.
Yeah.
And they needed to fill time because you had 2 channels basically. You had 2 channels. Even in America, you had 2 channels, or like 3, whatever. And
channel 1, channel 2.
Yeah, there really was only that much stuff you could show, content, programming that you could show. So that's where like showing movies on TV came from. They needed to fill we need to fill 12 hours basically. I think that
fill
was
the airwaves.
Yeah. So they bought like movies that were cheap to get the licensing for, which was usually movies that kind of failed, so they weren't like expensive to get.
A little bit older, a little bit failed.
Yeah. Or not as expensive to get the licensing for. So I think it became popular like as reruns basically during Christmas. People are like, "Oh, this one. I remember this from my childhood. Oh, what a nice movie, you know?"
Yeah, and then if they showed it often enough, people were like, "Oh, I'm starting to like this."
Yeah. But I was gonna look up, and then it got kind of cult status, and people kind of found it again, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, but I want to see if we can find any sort of reviews from the time. Reception. There we go. Critical response. According to 2000 book. What book? Oh, whatever. A spate of movies appeared just after the ending of the Second World War, including It's a Wonderful Life and Stairway to Heaven, perhaps tapping into so many people's experience of loss of loved ones and offering a kind of consolation. Which we mentioned was even a thing, like even if it was just tangentially connected in It Happened on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
And I mean, technically in Christmas in Connecticut as well, but both of them had soldiers, returning soldiers in like central roles. So yeah, that was obviously something, and this has the whole sequence with everyone going off to war, even Harry Bailey, George's little brother, becoming like a war hero, and George then, of course, fighting the good fight back at home, with paper runs and tire runs and stuff. Let's see what it says. It's a Wonderful Life premiered at the Globe Theater in New York on December 20th to mixed reviews. Whoa. While Capra thought the contemporary critical reviews were either universally negative or at best dismissive, Time magazine said It's a Wonderful Life is a pretty wonderful movie. It has only one formidable rival, which was MGM's The Best Years of Our Lives, as Hollywood's best picture of the year. Director Capra's inventiveness and humor and affection for human beings keep it glowing with life and excitement. All right. What is The Best Years of Our Life? Funny enough, never heard of it. It's maybe William Wyler, though. It's a good director. American drama film. Whatever. Here. In his review for Variety, I think from the time, Bert Briller wrote, It's a Wonderful Life will enjoy just that at the box office and eminently deserves to do so. What? Deserves?
What? What does that mean?
It's a Wonderful Life will enjoy just that. A Wonderful Life. Wonderful Life at the box office.
Oh, okay.
Stupid. So stupid. And deserves to do so. Yeah, Capra may not have taken here. Oh, wow. I can't read old English. May not have taken here the stride forward in filmmaking technique he achieved in It Happened One Night. Okay. But no past Capra celluloid possessed any greater or more genuine qualities of effectiveness. Briller praised Reed's performance, writing, In Family, Donna Reed will reach full-fledged stardom with this effort. Yeah, I agree. Bosley Crowther, wow, writing for the New York Times, complimented some of the actors, including Stewart and Reed, but concluded, the weakness of this picture, from this reviewer's point of view, is the sentimentality of it, its illusory concept of life. Mr. Capra's nice people are charming, his small town is a quite beguiling place, and his pattern for solving problems is most optimistic and facile. But somehow they all resemble theatrical attitudes rather than average realities. So he thought it wasn't real enough. It was too schmaltzy and saccharine. It was like a fantasy. Well, guess what? It was
like
fantasy.
A movie.
It starts with angels, or technically like galaxies, having conversations about how they're going to save a man from killing himself. Yeah, it's not supposed to. It's not. It's
a movie, dumbass.
It's not like we mentioned earlier. It's not A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, which was very like real. You know,
No.
This is more of a feel good, family movie. I think he, and you sure you can still think it's like this is too silly, but you have to kind of match what the movie's going for. I think.
Yeah.
Like we do, like when we talk about like, oh, this is an action movie. I don't expect super complex, deep characters. I expect good stunts. Anyway, the film, which went into general release on January 7th, placed 26th in the box office. Oof, $3.3 million it made for 1947. Ooh. One place ahead of another Christmas film, Miracle on 34th Street. Wow.
Oh.
Blah, 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 blah. The film recorded a loss of $525,000 at the box office.
So it made a loss.
It made a loss, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean.
It made a loss.
It lost money.
So the budget was like $3.5 million, $4 million, $3.18 million, and the box office 3.3. So technically, yeah, but of course, yeah, more money was spent, and of course they didn't make all the box office. Some the theater took some of it. Yeah, but then yeah, it see if it's there are adaptations in other media. Okay. For radio, and as a theater in 51. Cool.
Yeah, I've heard about this being like one of those radio shows where they read out everything.
Yeah.
Like War of the Worlds was.
On Lux Radio Theater, March 10th, 1947. James Stewart and Donna Reed reprised their roles for all 3 radio productions. Stewart also starred in the May 18th, 1949 radio adaptation. Yeah. Presented on the Screen Directors Playhouse. A musical stage adaptation of the film titled A Wonderful Life was written by Sheldon Harnick and Joe Raposo. This version was first performed at the University of Michigan in 1986. Whoa. But a planned professional production was stalled by legal wrangling. Alright. Huh. So there have been, but there's never been... No, there's never been like a... Oh no! It says here remakes. It Happened One Christmas was a 1977 television movie remake of the classic film, whose screenplay Lionel Chetwynd based on both the original Van Dorn Stern short story and the 1946 screenplay. This remake employed gender reversal, with Marlo Thomas as a protagonist, Mary Bailey, Wayne Rogers as George Hatch, and Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman. She was in something we watched, I think, as the angel Clara Oddbody. Cloris Leachman. What was she in? We watched her in something, it feels like, recently. Either way. And then there's another... Wait, The Christmas Spirit was a retelling of the movie starring Nicolette Sheridan as Charlotte Hart. This was made for TV film, aired on December 1st in 2013. So there's been some TV movies on the Hallmark Channel.
Of course.
Damn you, Hallmark! I do want to check those out now, though. It Happened One Christmas and The Christmas Spirit. Just to see. So they're not straight up remakes.
No, but they're inspired by.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Christmas Spirit. Ugh.
I've been scrolling through the trivia while you've been reading that.
Uh-huh.
There's so much trivia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like they invented a new kind of snow to film this movie.
Yeah, which was like fire retardant foam something that firemen use.
Yeah, I lost it.
And they added something to it.
And water.
Yeah.
And foamite.
Foamite, right?
A firefighting chemical.
Oh.
The mixture was then pumped at high pressure through a wind machine to create the silent falling snow. 6,000 gallons of the snow were used in the film.
That's why you can see a lot of the time, because this was shot in June during a heat wave.
Yeah.
So that's why you can see a lot of the snow looks very like slushy. But that kind of works though, because it'd just be, oh yeah, we have snowfall and now it's like 1 degree Celsius, so it's still on the ground.
It's the same. I feel like that's the same kind of snow you see. Not maybe these days, but in the early 2000s, you still saw that kind of snow on set.
Yeah,
where everything just looked more like extinguisher foam, basically.
Yeah, It doesn't. That's if we're going to talk about the snow, that's one of the things. It doesn't really matter. This is a huge nitpick, but I never thought the snow was. It was convincing in like wide shots, but when it was falling, but whenever you had like close-ups, you could see that they're not like, even when you have that heavy snowfall and the it's almost like clumps of snow. This looked more like clumps when it stuck to people's hair. And there's like obviously
it didn't melt the way it should. Yeah, and all that stuff.
When someone grabs someone, I know in the end of the movie, when the cop grabs George on the back, it's like smears all over his back. It's like so didn't work there. But
it was because they didn't want to use the what you usually used, which was painted cornflakes.
Yeah, which looks great
because that was too loud.
Yeah, because I heard that from an interview by Ben Burtt, of all people, who was like the sound designer for Star Wars and later the editor for the prequels. He talking about how they would obviously use that because, it's super crunchy, but you always re-record sound anyway. But Frank Capra, who had worked with James Stewart before, knew that he was always best on his first take. Yeah. So they like wanted to capture the first take and actually use his dialogue from the set. So it's like, we can't have him crunching around in cornflakes then. It's like, what do we do? Now, one thing I know they do, even to this day maybe, is, like soap flakes. Yeah. Which works for falling snow. I don't think it works that well for like stepping on because it smudges. And I know that in some of the close-ups they actually used like a real snow machine. You can see that in some scenes. Sure. It has that glimmer of semi-melted snow. But for the most part, it's that foam, and it looks okay. Instinctively, like whatever. Just whenever I think of that, I think of there's one shot in Batman Returns. You know, another great Christmas movie? Yeah. That takes place on Christmas. Yes. There's a scene where Batman is just casually riding in the Batmobile, like doing like detective work, and he goes past the office where the Penguin, Cobblepot, is because he's running for mayor. Yeah. So there's this big window out to the street, so he literally can look in on him like writing on papers and stuff, because that's when he's doing his research about all the famous firstborns in Gotham for his plan to murder them all in the end of the movie. Christmas movie, sort of. Anyway, and when the car drives up, the first shot is in front of the car, like a medium shot, and it's driving so slow. So it almost looks like water on the street because it's that kind of foam. It's just how the splashing around the wheels. Snow is dispersing. Yeah, it's like, that's not snow. What's wrong with the snow? That's foam. That always like ticked me when I was a kid, and I was like, okay, I know.
And there's a few of those. It's in one of my like Hallmark favorite Christmas movies, Christmas Inheritance. Oh. She drops her suitcases, and I think they get like. I think a car like pushes them away, and they're just sliding, and you just see the foam. It's literal foam splashing. Yeah. It looks more like they're like on the beach, basically. Yeah. Like, no, that is not And the way it clings to the bags afterwards, like it just looks like you took a can of hair mousse and just on it. Yeah. It's so dumb.
But hey, it doesn't matter because the movie's so great. Other than that,
yeah. No, I think it's I love when movies or movie creators, I guess, in this case, Frank Capra. I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna hire a bunch of smart people and make them create something new, a new substance for me. Yeah. I mean, they won an award for it.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, it became an industry standard.
The RKO Effects Department received a Class 3 Scientific or Technical Award from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences for the development of the new film Snow.
Yeah. Like maybe the movie would have been just as good without it, but it's cool when a movie literally has to invent things to make the movie work.
Exactly.
We don't have that a lot nowadays. I mean, the one...
No, we just CGI everything
Yeah.
if anything needs to be changed.
The one guy who is really at the forefront of like, I wanna quote unquote revolutionize filmmaking is we've talked about him before, obviously, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Who I mean, even before he became, prestige big guy Christopher Nolan, when he was still just that guy we hired to make the Batman movies. In the first Batman movie, Batman Begins, they more or less like created a real Batsuit. Like it worked. Yeah. The only thing that wasn't 100% practical basically was the wings, obviously. Like they didn't work.
Obviously.
And that always annoyed me that they even though they made a real... Or wait, am I talking about... Hold on, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was with Dark Knight.
It was one of them, at least.
Batman Begins. Either way, it lost the, like, best costume.
Right. Oh.
No. I'm wrong. Because Batman Begins was only nominated for only one Oscar. It was for best cinematography, and it lost that to Confessions of a Geisha, I think it was. For some reason.
The same year, really?
2005, yeah. So the 2006, yeah. Oof, yeah. Or Memoirs of a Geisha. Sorry, Memoirs of a Geisha.
Well, yeah.
Won over Batman Begins. Won over Brokeback Mountain. Like, I haven't seen Memoirs of a Geisha.
No, me neither.
Maybe
that's one of those movies we should.
Maybe it looks amazing,
watch.
But I mean, the cinematography in Batman Begins. But then it was The Dark Knight. So sorry, I was wrong. It's The Dark Knight where they literally created a fully functioning...
Sure?
Yes. Because yeah, sorry, I was wrong. They Christopher Nolan wanted he didn't want it to look, like because the suit in Batman Begins was still the kind of like old-timey Batman suit where he couldn't turn his head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They wanted him to actually be able to move so that he could do his own stunts instead of like, putting stuntmen in a fake suit. So they literally made it out of like motorcycle armor or whatever you call it. And they literally made the headpiece into a helmet that was detached from the neck. Like,
so he could actually move a little bit.
Yes, it couldn't stop bullets. But technically, in the movie, it can't either. When they make the suit in the first one, it says it will stop a knife, but if they shoot you, you're still gonna hurt. Yeah, and that's what they made, and they made it out of Kevlar. Like it was, for all intents and purposes, a real Batman suit. Yeah, it even could, from what I know, some of the versions, like the star suit, so to speak, the main suit. Yeah, could even shoot the little shuriken things from his hook things on his arms. So I don't know what those are called. His gauntlet things. That always had the little spikes on his gauntlets. Like they created a real Batsuit for the Dark Knight. Or later on in I mean we mentioned that recently, how they literally created a new type of film stock for Oppenheimer. Like what? Who does that?
I think didn't they also for one of the Batman movies or Dark Knight movies, like create new rigs for like new versions of the IMAX camera to be able to use it properly?
I don't know if that was
the smaller version,
Dark Knight Rises or Interstellar. They made them like so they were actually able to handhold them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Dark Knight.
Might have no,
because I remember it being for one of the car chase scenes, so they could like put it on a car much easier.
That's Dark Knight, but I know they actually shoulder mounted it for Dark Knight Rises and Interstellar. But either way, they invented that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't have directors like that nowadays.
Innovation like that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Movies.
Innovators.
Revolutionaries.
Yeah.
I mean, reading through the trivia, we don't have a lot of these like wholesome, cute moments either. It seems they've had like that time when Uncle Billy leaves the Bailey home and he's drunk and it sounds like he's like stumbling into trash cans.
Which he literally did, yeah.
No, he didn't. It was a crew member who dropped a large tray of props right after Thomas Mitchell went off screen. But James Stewart started laughing and Mitchell just like improvised with an all right, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And Frank Capra just kept it and paid the stagehand like $10 extra for improving the sound.
Okay, yeah.
So it wasn't like it was a multiple people inclusion here to make it better. And it was pure mistake.
Wonderful. They really cared about making the movie better.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? I like that. Let's keep it.
Yeah. And speaking then more of the technical aspects, this is something. It's maybe it's not as big, but I just noticed watching it this time how the look of the movie completely changes when he enters the alternative universe
version,
the Pottersville world. Like the movie before that, it's very like, it's always very bright, very shiny. There's never any sharp shadows or anything. It's to the point where it almost feels like a soap opera a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
But as soon as he enters, the fake world, Pottersville world. First of all, it all takes place during night. It's one night. But it's also, there is very little music. The only music that is this weird like sounds.
Yeah, because he's basically in the other.
Yeah.
Know?
He's in the dark version 1985 in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there is a constant like wind noise that wasn't there before. Even in the like winter scenes of the real world, there's not that noise, that storm noise. And
yeah, that's true.
There's all these like sharp shadows, and I even noticed when he gets into the cab and they go to his house, the rundown house.
Yeah.
The cop follows them because the cabbie's like, I got a nut in here. Help me.
Yeah.
And the police start shining a flashlight towards him. So he's all backlit as he's looking through the house. There's these super harsh shadows cast on him. And when he turns around, because the cop's like, come with me. He turns around and sees the cop's face is completely like covered, shrouded in shadow.
Yeah.
It looks like a crime film, like a noir movie or something. For just those few scenes, which you never see before that or after that, really.
It adds to the effect of this being not reality.
It's a conscious choice to make the movie look scarier, and it's really effective. With the music and his performance, and that one scene when he runs away from the house and he looks straight into the camera like, what is happening here? Oh, it's so good. Yeah, there's like you said, there's thought put into this movie.
Yes.
There's all those little things, plus the great script that makes it such a good movie.
Yeah, no, I can definitely appreciate it more these days mainly because of the like actual technical aspects behind it. You can see that there's so much work put into it compared to some of the movies these days. I'm not saying that people these days don't put in work.
No, of course
movies,
not.
Obviously, but there's
for a movie like this.
Yeah,
like a movie like this, that they don't make movies like this anymore on this on this scope. Like we mentioned, like movies like this about a family like having trouble during Christmas. That's Hallmark movies, and
if even that,
I mean the same kind of theme, so to speak. And they don't give a like. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of them. Like I said, I've only watched one. I watched one this season. They don't give a fuck.
No. It's all the same storylines. It's all the same actors, basically. Or it's the blonde girl and the tall guy.
Yeah, and it's just we'll write an 80-minute rom-com and we'll put it during Christmas because then people will watch it. It's so cynical.
I need to tell you about a new Christmas movie. I haven't watched it. But it is one of those, like, I think it is Hallmark. I'm not entirely sure. They made a Christmas movie based on the relationship between Taylor Swift and her football boyfriend, whatever his name is, Travis Kelce.
Yeah. What?
Like, they took their little romance, the trope of them being, superstar, pop star girly, and famous footballer.
Okay.
Relationship, Christmas movie.
But
no! And it's terrible, apparently. Absolutely terrible.
You know what it's called?
No. But I bet you if you just Google the Taylor Swift Christmas movie, you get it.
Let's see. Taylor Swift Christmas movie. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce Life.
Christmas in the Spotlight.
Oh my god. Is it out?
Yeah. It's
I saw it.
It's not Hallmark.
No, it was same thing. It's Lifetime.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The upcoming Lifetime rom-com is part of the network's It's a Wonderful Lifetime lineup, which kicks off November 16th. Okay. Oh my god, I have to watch this. I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's because they got together this year.
I don't know if it was end of last year or early this year. I don't remember.
So they literally just shit out a movie like, we'll just make it about them, but we can't call it them because that's copyright infringement. Or is it actually about them? No.
No. Her name is Bowen Sykes, and his name is Drew Gonzo Gonville. The worst names in history.
Oh no.
She is a pop star, but it's all her own music, obviously.
Sure.
Like, it's original songs. I don't think they play an entire song. And he is a wide receiver for the fictional Bay Spring Bombers. Also, the short name for that team is then that they are Bombers. I don't know, that doesn't sound great to be a bomber, you know? Wrong city, and that would be very terrible.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to watch that.
So, they don't make movies like this anymore. No, they don't. They do this shit instead. Yeah. Or they do our favorite hate object that we're not even going to mention.
Where you can see stuff like this, not really like this, but more movies with like
closer
about humans. It's like indie movies.
Yes,
I saw a movie a couple of years ago, like White Reindeer. Not that it's anything like this, but it was actually like a Christmas movie about a person like, oh, I'm sad about Christmas, so I'm just gonna do drugs during Christmas instead.
Oh
God. Anyway,
it's a different kind of Christmas movie, but it's a movie about people. It's not just about making money and selling. Just another movie.
Yeah, and it's not. Even though I love that movie, it's not Elf, which is like it's a Christmas movie. You know what I mean?
That's all it is about. It's about Christmas.
Yeah. No, it's a real drama. It has all of. Oh, what is that quote? It's some like on the street interview. When Titanic came out, they just interviewed people who watched it. And there was just these inane comments like, I just heard you have to watch it. I'm like, oh, you have? Okay.
Oh.
And someone says, it has all of, what is it? It has all of human life in it. That's what's so great about it. Like, what do you mean? What does that mean? That's not a thing. Idiot.
Wait.
Which is, I think, yeah, that's the same video where Mr. Plinkett says, most people are dumb.
It just reminded me of like how Harry Styles was talking about what's that Alice in Wonderland wannabe movie that we watched?
Alice in Wonderland wannabe?
When there's the fake reality when you can trap your wife in it.
Oh, don't worry, darling.
Yes, that one. When he talked in interviews about that movie, he was like, "This movie feels like a movie."
Oh no, does it really?
That was his like. So, did you like the movie? He was like, yeah. This movie, I can't do it in British accent. This movie feels like a movie because it feels like a movie. Like, dude, you're just saying movie. Are you high?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the same thing. I think I mentioned it, but it was like this summer. I think it was around the time when not Daredevil, what's his name? Deadpool and Wolverine came out.
Oh yeah.
And there was someone on Twitter who like put up like four screenshots and was like, this movie is so cinematic. And everyone was like, yes, like. It's like, you do not know what cinematic means. Not even like, oh, your taste in movies. No. Cinematic just means looks like a movie. And guess what?
Yeah.
Even the worst movie ever made looks like a movie because it's a movie.
It is a movie.
Yeah, sure. It sure is cinematic.
That's why we usually use the word, it looks like a painting instead, because that describes it better.
Yeah. It was just so annoying. And I know that's a bit of a word police, but whatever, grammar police. Like, this movie's so cinematic. Shut up. Just say that it looks cool, it looks pretty.
Yeah.
No, that person, whoever it is, Oh, there it was.
You found it?
Yeah, I have seen Mr. Plinkett's Titanic review like 20 times.
Oh, I thought you meant
the interview?
The tweet.
No. I'm sure I could find it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna add this clip in here because it's so good.
I therefore must say that my Titanic review results in this conclusion. Most people are dumb and don't like to be challenged intellectually or emotionally. They like the familiar and gravitate towards things that feel safe and non-confrontational. James Cameron isn't a lousy screenwriter. He might, in fact, be a fucking genius of some kind. These are movies, and this is what people love about them. The ability to vicariously transport yourself into a fantasy world, away from your boring day job as a bank teller, a CPA, or a toll booth operator. But it's not just emotion and escapism. The success of movies often comes in their simplicity, just like how most newspapers are written on the 4th grade reading level. You see, the average human IQ is 100. So if you want your film to make money, you've got to aim for average. Just look at the top box office films of all time, and then consider Suicide. Titanic makes you step back and look at the bigger, more depressing picture, that we're mostly creatures of habit, and we're all average. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
And I've mentioned it a bunch of times, his rant about most people are dumb and, you aim for average and all that. But the clip specifically is he says, well, I'll put it in here.
This clip.
Yeah.
I just heard that you have to see it.
It's just so full of human drama. It has all of life in it.
It has all of life in it. What do you mean it has all of life in it? You mean all the emotions? I guess.
All of life. You mean like you see someone get born and then they go through school and they learn stuff and then they fall in love for the first time? What do you mean?
I shouldn't be too critical because obviously he was put on the spot. Like, oh, you just saw the movie. Hey, what did you think about it? Like
but
that.
If you're put on the spot, you go, it was
really
great.
Good. It was so romantic. You really got swept away in the emotions. Not say all of life.
Even if you can't think of that, you just go, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
You don't have to try and elaborate too much.
It has all of life in it.
Say it was good. I liked it. Or I didn't like it if that was the case.
Yeah. and the girl before just says, I just heard you have to see it. Oh, okay.
That one though, I can understand.
But why?
It's the FOMO. Sometimes people still do that.
Sure, I know.
Still, you kind of have to watch a movie. You just has to watch it.
The exact
just in case.
The exact quote is, it's just so full of human drama. It has all of life in it. Okay.
I guess.
Anyway.
But we're talking about other things now. I think we can round this off.
And you know what? We can, because it's like an hour.
Yeah.
So we can just say, if you haven't watched this before, I think most people have. If you're into Christmas movies, you probably have seen this one. Maybe if you're younger, you haven't seen it, but then...
Or you're one of those people just, never watch movies.
Yeah.
I guess.
Then you won't like this.
Unfortunately. No.
Unless you, for some reason, instinctively like black and white movies.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Weird, but I guess they exist also.
They do. No, but if you for some reason you're into movies, you're into classics, and you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out.
Oh yeah.
It is heartwarming. It's a little I can't say it's spooky, maybe a little bit in the end or towards the end. But
I wouldn't call it spooky. It's a
little creepy.
It's more of an awakening.
Yeah.
It's a rude awakening, I guess.
But it's heartwarming. It's heartbreaking. It's just so well made. Like James Stewart is the fucking goat in this movie. He's so good in this movie. I haven't seen a lot of his movies, but the only one I was gonna say that he's actually better in what's it called? Shit. The
Which one? Vertigo.
Vertigo, thank you. Vertigo. But honestly, that's just because that movie is better. I think he and his performance is better in this movie. I think so. It more suits his character, his way of acting, because he's very like understated in Vertigo, and here he's more animated, which I think works for him. Either way, him and Donna Reed is so good as the love interest, so good. And Mr. Potter is
so terrible.
So terrible. He might be kind of a one-dimensional bad guy, so to speak, because he really is he's just mean and evil because he's like, oh, all I care about is money.
I can make money. Thank you, money.
And there's
literally keeping the envelope with the $8,000 in just because.
Oh, it's so
why not?
Bad in a like wrong way, you know.
Yeah.
The only explanation we get is like, oh, he's just bitter, like because he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So he focused on money instead.
Life sucks for him.
Yeah, and I guess that.
But that's the thing, though.
Point.
He's the opposite of George. Because both of them have had terrible lives. One of them just chooses to do good with it.
Yeah.
And the other one just goes by,
and
I'm going to keep all the good things I get is mine alone.
And in the end, well, right before then, I suppose, George has nothing when it comes to money, but he has everything when it comes to like family and love and everything. And Potter, all he has is money, but everyone hates him. Nobody, even the people who work for him. That guy who like points out when he talks about how Bailey Park is becoming like taking over Potter's field.
Yeah,
he's like, this young man might go work for the Bailey Bros in the future. Like his own people are like abandoning him. Yeah, so that's why that's what he represents. I guess he doesn't have to be complex, but I mean. No. In the future, Disney could make a Mr. Potter origin story where we understand why he's so bitter, and we understand like not everyone is evil. It's a sad story, and we should feel sorry for him. And the story's just called, well, it can't be called Potter. That's close to Harry Potter.
Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter.
Pottersville.
That movie kind of exists already. It's a Swedish book called oh shit. A Man Called, well, Ove, yeah. And they made an American remake of it called A Man Called Otto with Tom Hanks, which is basically that story. He's not rich, but he's like a constantly grumpy old man. But I
actually haven't seen either the Swedish one or the American one. I haven't read the book either.
I haven't read the book. I saw the movie. It's pretty good. It's a pretty light, from my understanding, light read. It's a page turner, you know, that kind of book.
Yeah.
It has all of human drama in it, all of life in it. It's that kind of book. And the movie's pretty good. If you can, watch the Swedish version. It's better than the American version. Either way, that's enough. That's it
for today. That's it for, well, no, not this year, but for Christmas Eve.
That's for Christmas, yeah. And we won't take up any more of your time. Go spend time with your friends and your family. Eat some nice food. Maybe open a couple of presents before, you know. I know a lot of people open them on the 25th, but
we open on 24th here in Sweden. So. And did you a toast?
A toast.
We usually do a Christmas toast. Mine is almost done, but still.
Yeah. We decided not to get drunk this Christmas. Probably a good thing.
No.
But yeah, at least we want to cheers. I have some Christmas soda, I suppose we call it julmust.
Yeah, there's a word for it. I can't think of it.
I don't know what it is.
There is an English word for it. I just don't know it at the moment.
So,
it's a brew.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. Yeah. And until, well, no, like you said, there's...
Technically, there is another video coming out, but...
Until then...
Until next year, I guess.
Have a good one. Bye.
The Spoiler Cast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It's hosted by Tobias Vedén and Rebecca Vedén. Produced and directed by Tobias Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. I also want to give a big shout out to all our patrons. Mom and Mac, Laura Kinney, Daniel Elgaiso, Little Belén, Mom, Dad, Zeke85, and Jacob.